Good morning, true crime friends. How you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, the state of Idaho, Iowa versus Chad Daybell, trial day 28. Please, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me tell you what happened. I'm not entirely certain that I'm fully prepared to describe what happened in court on day 28. See, the defense put on a defense. If you can call it that, I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, so first, Patrick Eller takes the stand. John Pryor, he was very proud of himself. He was stiff back. He was like, Your Honor, the defense calls Patrick Eller. And I was like, who's that? Okay. So Mr. Patrick came on up there, and I was just like, okay, who is this Mama Luke? We don't know him. I don't know her. So I was like, he's probably a super expert, and he's going to say some stuff. And he was like, hello, I promise to tell everything I know. My name is Patrick Eller. Child, I know data. Let me tell you. He was like, okay, data is like an iceberg. I was like, okay, I'm with you. He's like, everything that's above the water is what you can see. And everything below the water is the data that I'm going to talk to you about. And I was like, okay, I like the iceberg explanation. That makes sense. And then that's the last thing he said that I understood. I was like, Mr. Eller, I'm gonna need you to break it down. He was like, I'm gonna give you data about data. And I was like, can you do that? Didn't you just say the same word 2 times? And then he was like, okay, so the longitude and the latitude of the Wi-Fi on the map of the geo fence of the data. And then he counted to 10 a whole bunch of times. And I was like, excuse me, Your Honor, what is this man talking about? He said the word data a whole bunch of times. I don't think he spoke English. I mean, they were English words. I never heard anybody put them together like that. It was basically a word salad. You ever talk to anybody who's super into their field? Say, for example, gossip, and they talk about the gossip and the Mormon funeral potatoes and the family members and the shade and the tea and the everything else. Now listen, I know what all of that means, but some average person on the street is like, what's she talking about? Huh? My notes, where's my notes from yesterday? I think I wrote, I'm not sure this guy is speaking English. You know why? I'm not sure that guy was speaking English. He did. Pro tip, Mr. Eller, when you're going to talk to regular humans who are not super into data, you might want to try and find ways to translate what you say. Just pro tip, just from me to you. Because I was like, can we take a nap? Are naps allowed? Is the jury still awake? Look, is the jury still alive? I think that John Pryor was trying to unfortunately unalive this entire jury with just words. But you could tell that John Pryor was super into it. And the rest of us were like, I'm going to need some toothpicks for my eyes because this expert who's super experty, I don't know what he's talking about. Wait. Hey, look, how have I already talked my throat dry? Talking about this data nonsense. Hang on. At the end of the day, Mr. Data, I don't even remember his real name. Oh, Patrick Data, I think that was his name. Patrick Data said, okay, this is what we proved. There was a whole bunch of phones in the area. I was like, wait, wasn't this a rural farming community? He was like, but it was like 19 phones in the area. Between me and you, 18 of them probably belonged to Chad Daybell because he loved himself a burner phone, but okay, cool. He was like, it was a bunch of phones in the area, and the police and the FBI and everybody only looked at a couple of them. So we were able to establish that Alex Cox was on the property when Tylee was buried. I was like, okay, we already know that. But okay, good. Okay, sir, you've lapsed back into English and I'm following you. And he was like, okay, Chad Daybell's phone was not on the property during the time of the crimes. And because of data, your phone would absolutely show up if you were there. And I was like, okay. And then the prosecution got up and was like, sir, isn't it true that if Chad Daybell turned off his phone, then it would show he was not there? And Mr. Data was like, oh, well, yeah, If he just turned off his phone, then we would not be able to find it. And I was like, wait, sir, you came up here and spoke nonsense for like 3 hours for us to find out that if you push the off button, then your whole testimony is pointless. I want to push the off button on your testimony, sir. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. And now we find out that Chad wasn't there because maybe he turned his phone off. Okay. Here's the other little piece of that. I don't know if you knew this, Mr. Data. Yeah, Chad's phone was clearly turned off during the time that these burials took place. Okay, cool. No problem. Chad gave away the whole game. Remember that raccoon text? Chad turned off his phone during the crime only to turn it back on and basically confess to his wife. Dear honey, I know there's not going to be any data that I was on our property this morning, but guess where I was? I was on our property shooting things and burning things and burying things. I had a great day. So wait, you ain't do nothing with your, okay. Does Chad think this is working? Now, it's clear that Mr. Pryor is very excited about all of his witnesses. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe that anybody at all would come and testify in this trial, and I get to talk to them, and I get to put on a really nice show. This is my full audition so that I can be on court TV someday. Move over, Vinnie Politan, because here I come. And I was just like, okay, I don't, okay. So, like, 2 questions from the prosecution undid that 3 hours worth of nonsense we listened to this morning. That is what I have gathered from all of this. Okay, Chad turned off his phone during the crime. P.S. Did Chad turn off his phone any other time? If Chad was not on the property, where was he? Was Chad's phone pinging down at the Piggly Wiggly or something? I don't know if they have Piggly Wiggly over there in the Utah. Maybe they have Maroon Eyes or something. But where was Chad's phone pinging someplace? Oh no, it wasn't, because it was turned off, because then he turned his phone on and told us exactly where he was. Okay, cool. Thanks so much for coming, Mr. Data. Enjoy your trip back to whatever planet you came from. And then it happened. And then, y'all, this is the witness I did not know I needed. I honestly did not. I was like, okay, I'm starting to have a little compassion for Mr. Pryor, because he's just dancing as fast as he can, and really, he's not proving anything. Oh, hang on, my throat is dry again already. Hang on. So, John Pryor stood up. He was like, Your Honor, I'm so excited. I think I just tinkled a little, but I need to say it out loud. Can I say it out loud? And the judge was like, girl, gone. And he was just like, okay, I am calling Dr. Greg Hampikian to the stand. And I was like, thinking to myself, who that? So Greg Hampikian takes the stand, and John Pryor gets up there, and he's like, hi, okay, hi, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Me and you know each other, right? And Dr. Hampikian was like, no, not real. I mean, I know you from this trial, but we're not friends or nothing. And Pryor's like, I know, we know each other. I thought, when it's just me and you talking on the phone and stuff, because obviously we've never met in real life, because I'm a little bit too excited about you. And I think you're afraid that I might stalk you, but I promise you I won't stalk you. When it's just the two of us all alone, I call you Greg. Is that just in my dreams? It might just be in my dreams that I call you Greg, and I stroke your hair. Oh, Dr. Hampikian, your hair is so nice. Do you use G? Your hair smells terrific. I'm sure it smells terrific. And Dr. Hampikian was like, you should call me Dr. Hampikian. And Mr. Pryor was like, okay. So you're famous, right? Didn't you solve the Amanda Knox case over there in Taiwan? And Dr. Hampikian was just like, okay, Amanda Knox was in Italy. I did not resolve the case. I gave a passing glance to some of the data that went through that case. And John Pryor was like, I know, it was so exciting. Oh my God, and I know you, and I get to call you Greg. And Dr. Hampikian was like, you don't though. But you don't. And John Pryor was like, okay. Also, are you world famous? And isn't it true that everyone wants to be your BFF? Me and you were real friends, but isn't it true that everyone all over the planet wants to be your BFF? And the prosecution was like, objection, fangirling. And Your Honor was like, ugh, yes. John Pryor, I'm gonna need you to, can you bring it down about 12 notches, sir? Because there's now a puddle on the floor where you were standing. I know you're excited, sir. I know you're excited. We're going to need you to not tinkle here in the courtroom, because ill. And John Pryor was like, okay. I have so many questions. John Pryor spent 15 minutes losing his mind over Dr. Greg Hampikian with the lovely lovely hair. Now, did he have long locks that were just like wavy and beautiful? Yes. Oh my goodness, my throat. I think Satan has gotten my throat this morning. Hang on. He was just like, he was losing his mind over Dr. Hampikian, and Dr. Hampikian said a bunch of stuff about DNA and DNA and DNA and shedding and DNA. And John Pryor's like, I'm a shedder. I'm a shedder. I was like, sir, we see the puddle on the floor. We understand that you shed. He's like, I'm shedding now. I'm touching this and I'm touching that, and everything I touch, I'm shedding. I'm shedding. I'm a shedder. Would you like to look for some of my DNA? And Dr. Hampikian just said, ew. And so I was like, shh. Same, girl, same. And so finally, John Pryor is like, okay. I've kind of exhausted myself, but I still have more questions. It's time to go to lunch. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I just really need you here so badly. I need you so badly. And Dr. Hampikian was like, the check is cleared, and so therefore I will be here after lunch. And John Pryor is like, thank you. I'm gonna have to go change my depends for this afternoon's questioning, but I'm so glad you're coming back. And the prosecution was like, objection, Your Honor, he's still fangirling. Also, we need a mop and maybe some room spray. And John Pryor was like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go put on a fresh suit and some clean undergarments because oh my God. And so we all went to lunch, and I was thinking to myself, single people, you need to find you somebody who loves you the way that John Pryor loves Greg Hampikian, because he loves him. And only in the creepy way, though. You don't want nobody who loves you creepy. You want somebody who loves you like for real and nice and, in the good way, not in the creepy way. So hang on. So I'm like, okay. We have learned this morning that, number one, some data took place. There's an expert who knows how to count to 10. John Pryor loves Greg Hampikian. Hampikian don't have time for John Pryor. So after lunch, I was like, is this our day? Is this what we're doing now? This is what we're doing in the Daybell trial. Okay. So we come back. And John Pryor asked some more questions. Child, I don't know what he asked. He was just like cells and data and cells. And then the prosecution got up, and the prosecution was like, hey, how you doing? Listen, sometimes people commit whole crimes and there's no DNA found, right? And Dr. Hampikian was like, girl, I do not know what he was on about. Yes, DNA is my specialty. Certified? No, my lab is not certified, child. We don't certify. We have like 6 kids who come in for the summer, and they help on the Innocent Project, and they set people free and stuff like that. But I need a latte. Do y'all have latte? And the prosecution was like, girl, we're gonna get you a latte in just a minute, but just answer me this. Just because there was no DNA, that ain't mean he ain't do it, right? And Dr. Hampikian was like, I think he did it. And prosecution was like, bet. All right, see you later. And Dr. Hampikian was like, hang loose, dude. He looked like a surfer dude to me. So anyway, the prosecution sits down, and John Pryor, dabbing his sweat, patting his crotch, because he was, the moisture. And he was just like, okay. I think I'm done, but thank you so much for coming. And I think he wept a little and then tinkled a little bit more. And I was like, oh, dear Black Jesus, please let this be the end of this madness. And so they were like, okay, we need to take care of some things on the record, and then we're going to wrap for the day. And I was like, wait, what? That was the day. That was the whole day. And then everybody left. But then, boom, something else happened. And I was like, wait, but here's the thing. They did not have proper security or whatever to secure Daybell in case he tried to make a break and run for it. So they had to deal with this other, this last little issue off the record. Turns out Emma Daybell Murray lied in her testimony. And the state found out about it. And they were like, oh, we have some rebuttal witnesses to come in here and prove that Emma Daybell Murray, she a lying sack of sugar. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna need you to tell me every single thing. And so they were like, so we're going to bring in the rebuttal witness to prove that Emma is a lying ass liar. And so that's going to take place tomorrow. And I was like, yes. Oh, this day is finally worth it. I was kind of thinking it was a little bit of a waste of a day. And then I tuned in to Hidden True Crime. Do you know Hidden True Crime with Laura Mathias and Dr. Babe? She's a journalist. He's a forensic psychologist. He deals with crazy people. They have a real cool house in Nevada with a pool. Does you make a lot of money being an expert like that? Because I was like, oh, I can see. They're a real cute couple. She's real pretty and he's real smart. Ooh. So anyway, hang on. Laura Mathias is like, I'm going to have a special guest. I'm going to do a special live tonight with one of the family members. I was like, okay, who now? He was just like, Dawson Murray. And I was like, who is Dawson Murray? Wait, Murray. You mean Emma Daybell Murray? Her husband? No, not Emma Daybell Murray's husband. Emma's brother-in-law. Oh, honey. Dawson Murray showed up and he spilled the tea. And I was like, this is what I'm here for. You know, I only watch true crime cases because I'm nosy. You nosy too. Quit acting like you're not nosy. You are just as nosy as I am. And so Dawson was like, I'm here and I'm an Exmo. I think they call that a no-mo. He's not Moma no-mo. And so he's like, I'm here. I'm a no-mo and I got tea to spill. And I was like, oh, Dawson. Dawson, you my BFF now. Please, sir. I'm going to need you to spill every single thing. So he was just like, okay. So me and Joe don't really talk that much. There's 12 kids in the family. And I was like, ooh, Mama Murray, is your good pocketbook okay? Girl, is it still attached to your body? Does it fall in the water when you go and pee? That's a lot of kids. Child, I hope some of them were C-sections, at least half. That is, you will mess up a good pocketbook having one baby. She had 12? No twins? What in the Michelle Duggar is happening? So I was like, okay, she had 12 kids. A bunch of them are hidden gems. They be over there watching Dr. Babe and Laura Mathias, y'all. I was like, okay. So while Joe might be a zombie Mormon, the rest of the families is no-mos. Oh, they were raised Mormon. They were from a good LDS family. It's a lot of them. Everybody loves each other. They're not going to be in the celestial kingdom together. But they're like, we love each other. We're one big happy family. Everything is great. P.S. I don't think there is a celestial kingdom. But anyway, 12 kids. Everybody is happy. Everybody is fine. But when you got that many kids, your kids get cliquey. Oh, these two like the same things. These two both married, wild women, whatever. People come into cliques for like different reasons, whatever, right? But when you come from a real large family, you think all those 12 kids are going to be BFFs forever? No. I come from a very large family. I see how it works. This group of sisters gets together and talks about that one brother, whatever it is. You know Joe was the one brother, right? They like, remember that time he married that girl? Her daddy was a cult leader. He in jail forever. If you get unalived through the unalived penalty, because over there I had a while where they stone you with potatoes. I think they might have to freeze them first because a potato could explode. But anyway, they gonna stone him with the potatoes. Do you get to go to heaven if you get stoned? What if you ask for forgiveness? I have questions. Anyway, so Awesome Dawson, got up there and he spilled all the family tea that was fit to spill. It wasn't that much. It's just a bunch of kids. They all love each other. They hope Joe gets his whole act together. And they want him to stay with his wife and be good to his kids and not be a cult leader. Joe Murray is a kindergarten teacher. That dude? Do we want him teaching kindergarten? He don't even like the popo. Now listen, you don't have to like the popo to teach kindergarten. But fully half of little kids are like, when I grow up, I want to be a policeman. And I can see Joe being like, no, any profession but that. Joe, they might have to cast the spirit of madness out of you for you can teach them little kids. But so Emma is like a 3rd grade teacher and Joe is a kindergarten. Why is there so many teachers in Utah? Because there's so many kids. Everybody got families of 65,000 kids. I don't know. But what Joe told us was that they don't discuss Chad. That tracks. You just like stuff it under the rug and you don't, I think in that Book of Mormon musical, they talked about that. That's what they do. They're like, oh yeah, we just put that in a box on the shelf and we pretend like it's not happening. I guess that the Chad Daybell topic is on a high shelf in a closet in the back where they not gonna discuss it because everybody knows he did it, but whatever. It ain't none of my business. Today, we're going to go back to court and the defense is going to officially rest. And then the prosecution is going to bring back their rebuttal witness that says, that Emma, she's a liar. And I'm living for it. Oh, I'm living for the tea. I mean, listen, May justice be served. I am here for the victim. Okay. Between me and you, yes, I want the victims to have all the justice in the world. Mostly, I want everybody family business. Come on, let's be real now. That's what I'm here for real, for real. Like, yeah, I want the world to be fair and equal and all that other stuff. But mostly, I want to know people's personal business. So, trial day 28 is on the horizon. We will see what the day brings. Y'all, I will see you then. Bye.